Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
Always a delight to have you join us to talk sports. I'm Austin Okonakman. On the show this morning, we will continue this Nigeria Football Federation, Rivers United, PPG, Palava.
Or
That's what we've called
WPG.
it. Yeah, or the WPPG. The Nigeria Football Federation, they will be giving us an explanation this morning. What did they consider before giving that verdict that placed Rivers United on third position on the table? Rivers United, Cecilia, they said they are contesting it. They want to go to CAS.
Of course, that's where they are going to, for us to have peace and settle the whole issue of PPG in Nigerian Football Federation. Also on the program, Sevilla are in another final. Remember, they've won this title 5 times already. 2014, 2015, 2016, they won it. And this is 2020. They're in a pole position for another trophy. For Inter Milan or Shakhtar Donetsk will be the one that will be stopping them.
Wow, what a story, Sevilla. They love the Europa League. Let's see what they can do. 6th Europa League final for Sevilla. On the show this morning, we will play some basketball. COVID-19 has ensured that the Toronto Raptors stay longer than their time as champions. But guess what? The title will be up for grab tonight as the NBA playoffs will begin tonight in Orlando. Cecilia, I'm sure you're looking forward to that one.
Oh, we just can't wait. 22 teams enter the bubble, but then we have 16 left. And for Toronto Raptors, they will have a strong opponent when it comes to the team. They will be facing in the first round. That's the Brooklyn Nets.
That's what it is. And they've said they will be banking on experience that they have in the league to actually execute that mission. They return essentially the same starting roster, but one big loss. 2019 Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard is missing.
Of course, I mean, he's on the other side. Clippers, he moved from the east to the west. Okay, that's where we're starting off the show with this morning, right? Talking about the NBA and the playoffs. And, of course, defending champions, they are the ones that will get our attention this morning because all eyes will obviously be on them to see if they can, really, retain their title.
Yep.
They won in a regular way, in a normal word. But this is not... what we're facing right now is not normal. It's something that nobody ever anticipated this. You're looking for home and away, home court advantage and all that. But right here, everyone is in the same bubble. So at the end of the day, who is going to be the one that will get out of this one? There's no home court advantage. You don't have the fans that are trying to, ensure that the energy is up with all the players, especially when they're not playing well and all that. But everyone will just have to be in one place and see how it will go. But if you take a look at their record this season, it's been a good one, finishing second, in the Eastern Conference. And just facing Brooklyn Nets is going to be a tough call.
That's what it is. It will be a tough call. And they will definitely miss these fans, Cecilia. They come with so much pomp, being the only team in Canada. They pushed them all the way. They won the title. But with the Brooklyn Nets, I still tip the Toronto Raptors to go all the way. As I said earlier, they are banking on experience. When you are the champ, that's momentum you have right there on your hands. So all you need to do is to sustain that momentum. But the Brooklyn Nets, they understand that at this stage of the competition, it's the playoff. If you give your best, it's definitely going to count for something. So I'm the guy that loves upsets. So if the Brooklyn Nets get to win, that's what will get us really talking. But let's see. Everybody, as you said, playing from the same arena, so no home court advantage. Or,
nothing.
It's just, it's as good as you are on the night.
That's what it is.
If you keep your best game back in your room and come to that bubble, it will be busted. So.
It will. But then, if you take a look at the records of Toronto Raptors so far, they went 25-5 over the last 32 games, meaning they've lost 5 out of 27 in their last 32 games. So that's the best record right now during the period. Ahead of Oklahoma City Thunder, who had 21-10. LA Clippers had 20-10. The Milwaukee Bucks, the best so far, had 20-11. So they're not even as good as the Toronto Raptors. And if you take a look at Brooklyn Nets star, Spencer Dinwiddie, he has been one of those players who know how to really give that final score when it comes to clutch in the season. He's got 7 ahead of the likes of Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, and even Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets. Well, let's just listen to the players and the coach talking ahead of the game. The best of 7 series will start tonight at 8 p.m. All right, we're all waiting and anticipating 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Yes, Nigerian time.
Just this morning on Channels Television. Let's go on this break. When we come back, there's so much to talk about, particularly what's going on with football in Nigeria. Don't go anywhere. Stay. Welcome back. It's Sports This Morning on your award-winning sports-loving Channels Television. And we're taking a look at what's going on in our world of sports. I want to invite you to be part of the show this morning. You know how we rock and roll. We love it when you get involved. So talk to us on Twitter, Channels_sports. So much is going down in our world of sports. We showed you some tennis action right there. We told you that the NBA playoffs will also get on the way tonight. And then we want to get into the real gist, football in Nigeria. We're talking about PPG, WPPG, Rivers United, Eimba, Plateau United. They were top on the table, so no problem. But it's between Eimba and Rivers United, second and third, and it's all about that continental place. Rivers United said, look, NFF, we don't buy into your verdict, so we are going to contest it. I'll be part of the discussion this morning on Twitter, Channels_sports. What do you make of all of these drama? This morning we tagged the PPG palaver going on with football in Nigeria. You're loving what's going on in the Europa League. I know Manchester United fans don't have much to say this morning, but can we talk about that, your team, Manchester United fans? At Sevilla, we know they love the competition. So shout out to them, you know, reaching the 6th final of the Europa League. We're waiting for tonight's action to know who the other finalists will be when Inter Milan and Shakhtar will clash. That's it in our world of sports. A part of the program, Twitter, once again, Channels_sports. Let's welcome Biola Kazim. The last time Biola came, you guys said, bring him again. He's back. Biola, good to have you on the show.
Great to be here, Austin. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good to have you around.
And Cecilia, good to see you again.
Yeah,
It's been a minute.
Yeah, of course. It's been a while.
Yeah. Also, Biola, I saw you giggled when I talked about a PPG palaver. I don't know.
I mean, it's for me, it's avoidable and unnecessary drama. And quite honestly, as far as I'm concerned, is much ado about nothing. In reality, the fact of the matter is that what has happened with the coronavirus put everybody, and when I mean everybody, not just Nigeria, all across the world, people who operate sports property and sport leagues, they had to be very creative. You can see what's going on with the NBA in America. Yeah. They had to create the bubble. You saw the EPL as well. They took a break and then they had to do Project Restart. We've seen all sorts of leagues try to innovate, try to look at the rules and find solutions that in some sense work for everybody. The reality of the matter is that the rules or the way things have been resolved will never work for everybody. I'll give you an example. The teams who got relegated in England, some of them will say, look, when we play at home, we rely on our fans to give us some support. And then from that support, we're able to take on teams that are, in quotes, better than us. That hasn't happened. So I'm saying that everybody has to sort of like bend, everybody has to compromise, everybody has to be understanding. I understand Rivers United sentiments. I understand, you know, the position that they have taken. But the reality of the matter is that if you want to go strictly by the PPG framework, the reality of the matter is that they will finish third on the table. But if you continue to say, oh, we have played only one leg, the away game, and then we need to use goal difference, it's almost, for me, it's almost as though you are suggesting that things are not normal. I mean, things are normal. Things are not normal. And what we are going to do, and we have seen people do all across the world, is to try to make some sense, try to come to solutions that in some way might not please everybody, but will please or will be in the best interest, you know, of the collective. And I think that that's where Rivers United have to exercise a little bit of understanding.
Okay, let's listen to NFF President now, Manjo Pinnick, talking about this point per game. Although at the end of the day, he says, look, it's more like LMC, that it was what LMC gave to NFF. That's how they had to make that decision.
Let's talk about the NFF's PPG verdict. Rivers United are contesting it. Was that a fouled process? Do they have a case?
I don't think so. But like I said, in our last executive committee meeting, the issue came out. And in that meeting, we were meant to ratify the decision by the league management because they had already taken their decision based on extensive consultation and their rule book. But just for fairness, we decided at the executive committee meeting that we should also again refer it to the football committee, headed by my first vice president, and we've given them a mandate to report to us in the next few days But beyond that, today, we also had a Zoom meeting, myself, the chairman of the league, the general secretary of the NFF, then the commissioner of sports, River State, the permanent secretary, and indeed the head of legal, and also the general manager of Rivers United. So we had a very interesting session today, and we've also agreed that after all this consultation, especially with the football committee, I also told them that even after the football, for us to be satisfied, because it's not everything that we want to raise our voice, everything we want to fight. No. Let us, if you believe we have superior argument, then why not? You know, and if other countries do the same thing, not just in football, baseball, basketball, most countries, but just for them, I've also told them that, listen, if it means me even writing to FIFA for advice, which I've already done, then FIFA advice, then the football committee will look at it. We harmonize all together and say this is our final verdict. And the commissioner for sports in Rivers State said, well, we believe in what you're doing, and whatever comes out, we'll accept. And that's the truth. And that's the spirit. That's the spirit. If you believe our argument is objectively superior, not subjectively superior, objectively, scientifically proven, then we believe you shall allow it to fly.
First, it was PPG. Then it became WPPG. In NFF's analysis, how did Aimba finish second on the table?
It's not whether NFF is the league. The chairman of the league management is, well, it's going to give you the technical details. I do not have those technical details. What I know is a comprehensive analysis was done and they sent to us. And we looked at it, and that's their report. And if you look at their report, where there are issues of force majeure, then they can intervene. So maybe they are applying that. But like I said, I always play the fit. I don't know. Let them come out with what I believe is best. And that's it.
Yeah, he has explained what he knows about it. But then Austin says he's going to go after the next guy he mentioned. Yeah. Do we just let...
Diko, I'm coming for you. Yeah. Because that's our job, Biola. Yes. We need to just put it out there, you know, and let the viewers, understand this. I think to an extent, the president said some things that is taking us to that line of understanding. And is in line with what you said.
Absolutely. It's a difficult time. Things are not normal. The decisions that leagues and operators of sports properties and events have had to reach are not convenient, easy decisions. And I think that those who are on end have to also exercise some level of good faith. So when Rivers United said, oh, we have only played one leg, of course you have played one leg.
Of course we know
and Corona happened, so there'll be no second leg. That should not even be up for debate. It's not the perfect solution, but it's a solution that works. If you are going to take the hit, take the hit. And then on the flip side, the reality of the matter is that we need to properly situate what is the point of all of this fight. The reality of the matter is that the average guy in Port Harcourt or Rivers State does not care whether Rivers United finish in second place or third. And that is the reality.
But the players and the coaches and the management do, yeah.
The fact of the matter is that most people don't. For me, this is much ado about nothing. If I was running Rivers United, I wouldn't pay too much attention. Of course, I'll analyze it, but I'll let it go.
But obviously, you want to go to the difference is, if they don't get that second spot, they're going to play in the CAF Confederation.
The reality of the matter is that...
That's not what they want. They want the Champions League.
While I understand that Corona has happened, COVID-19 has happened.
So take everything in good faith.
Take it in good faith and move on. The reality of the matter is that we don't even know when the CAF Champions League will start. We don't know. Things are not normal. We need to move on.
Okay. I know. So guys, what do you make out of this PPG? I don't call it palaver again.
No, it's a proper PPG because it's a proper conundrum.
It's a proper palaver, and I think that what will resolve it two ways. One, you can go the legal route, and that might take Rivers United as far as CAS, which will cost them quite a bit of money if you know one or two things about CAS. Or you can choose to be understanding, as a lot of teams and a lot of owners and a lot of operators of clubs, how about the clubs that got relegated?
Yeah.
Did they finish playing games? Did they finish playing games?
But I said nothing.
Or maybe what, I don't know, maybe the situation would have been perfect for everyone if they had cancelled the season.
and then maybe apply the rules of CAF, whereby the guys who
played for
who play last
the
season
previous
will
season.
play.
Will
But I will
represent.
also say to you that would not work because the guys who finish in what will it tell Plateau United?
the league
Plateau
was-
United
no,
are
the
clean
league-
winners of the league
yeah.
for PPG.
The league was cancelled.
Anyways,
If
Plateau
you're doing
United,
PPG,
Plateau United were
if you also want to go the way of the PPG, you also have to relegate some teams.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Well, that's what
Okay.
Biola said. They came to an understanding for that.
It's-
We're waiting to get the Rivers
It's
United side
declared
general
champion
manager.
and PPG.
Hopefully, will join us. Because it was part of that meeting Amaju Pinnick mentioned. So, would like to hear from Rivers United general manager. Once we get him, we're going to connect with him and get the views of Rivers United.
I should add as well
Yeah.
that it is quite possible that one of the considerations, and I say this, one of the considerations is that historically on the continent, Enyimba,
I was about to say, don't say that on this show. Because that was part of what pissed off Rivers United. Because some person said that Enyimba's got the clouds. Enyimba's got the experience. And Rivers United...
I won't finish it. I'll leave it there.
Don't add more to this palaver. Because that was part of the beginning of this problem.
Yeah.
That also is because it's Enyimba, and so Rivers
Well,
United...
I understand, like I said, I've said it
Yeah,
before. I understand Rivers United's position,
Yeah.
but I think that what will resolve all of this is for some level of understanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Please don't go to CAS. Let there be peace.
Yeah,
Cass
so-
costs quite a bit of money. I'm not
Yeah.
sure they can stomp up that cash.
Oh, so Cecilia, Biola Cass is like
We're
this.
talking about
Wherever
Rivers
it's coming,
State.
come, they will all
We're
be
talking
asking for
about
money.
Rivers State.
Yeah.
I
The
understand.
money states. Come on, they can.
Let's
They
use
can
that
afford
money
it.
for something else.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
So,
get it.
be part of the discussion this morning. I want to read comments on this program as regards this NFF's PPG verdict or WPPG or whatever misunderstanding. For us, we don't like the first. COVID-19 did what it did since March the 18th. That's when the league was suspended and then now it was cancelled and we had to go the PPG way. What do you make of all of this issue? Talk to us on Twitter, channels_sports. Biola Kazim said there should be some level of understanding that, look, what is normal these days? Tell me. What is normal? We have virtual parties now. I always tell
We have empty stadia.
yeah,
empty stadia all over the world.
Nothing is normal. So it's tough, but hey, life goes on.
I actually believe
Because-
that this will be resolved. I think that eventually there will
Yeah.
be some. I think that this will be
They need
resolved.
to sit
The
down
reality
and
of the
talk.
matter is exactly, and I think that eventually it will be resolved and we'll move on from this.
That's it. Next season starts in October, hopefully. Okay, let's leave this and go to Europe. What happened to Manchester United last night? Again, this is the third time they are kind of stuttering in the semi-finals hurdle. The League Cup, then the FA Cup, and now Europa League. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seems he just can't get past into the finals of any tournament since he became United manager. Okay, this is the game, how it happened. The second goal and everything. Now, I understand you really don't like much about United's setup and all that. I follow your tweets and everything, and sometimes like, what's this guy doing? When we saw the lineup, Fred again starting, Matic on the bench, Juan Mata on the bench, and all that, you're thinking Odiegalos on the bench. And of course, we were thinking it was going to make changes, maybe 15 minutes into the game and all that, was going to do that. But then he didn't. And if you check Lopetegui, the changes he made actually made them win the game tactically and also with the way United play. What happened last night?
To be fair, I think that United, up until about the 55th, 60th minute, were probably the better side. Created, particularly in the second half, tons of chances, didn't take them. And I think that maybe just ran out of gas and ran out of legs, and Sevilla took over. Ultimately, I think that for United, it came down to, the two boxes. They were poor in defending the first and second goal. The first goal particularly was an embarrassment. 2 passes took out the entire defense. For the second goal as well, ball watching, really, really terrible of the defense to, give Luke de Jong, a free, that kind of goal on that stage. But what really cost United was going forward. Rashford, Martial, to some extent, Greenwood, all had all sorts of opportunities, particularly first 15, 20
They
minutes.
just couldn't.
Exactly, and ultimately couldn't execute. The reality of the matter, though, is that at the top level, all of this is commentary. You either win or you simply, take your loss and go on to do better. In some sense, you'll be disappointed with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer persisting, for instance, someone like a Marcus Rashford all through the game. He had a stinker. He's been to be honest, quite poor since the restart. He scored a couple of goals. He won the penalty in this game, but he's been off the boil. You brought Odion Ighalo from China. You've put him on the bench. Rashford is not playing too well. Odion stays on the bench. Odion Igalo didn't come on the pitch up until 90th minute yesterday.
Wonder.
In fact, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't make any change up until the 82nd minute.
Yeah.
And then you are hearing stuff like, oh, he doesn't trust the players on the bench. I thought
That's what
coaches
that's
are
what I was
supposed to
even
improve
going to.
players.
Yeah.
That was the point we were told.
That's what I was going to
Exactly.
ask.
I mean, we're told that this United squad were good enough to win the league just 2 years ago. How come all of a sudden the players who were good enough to win the league, as stated by Solskjaer himself, when he took over the job, what Solskjaer said is that football is easy when you have good players. And he has repeated time and over that these players are good enough. It can't be that he takes credit for Martial scoring the number of goals that he has scored. And then he's not going to take credit for somebody like a Lingard falling off the wagon. Or he brought in Dan James. And Dan James started 30 games for United this season. Yeah. How come all of a sudden he can't come on in a game where United are completely run out of legs? Ultimately, if you finish third on 66 points, you lose in the semi-final of the Carling Cup, you lose badly in the way United did in the FA Cup semi-finals against Chelsea, and you come unstuck, against Sevilla. It cannot be chalked down as progress for a team like Manchester United. If it is chalked down as progress, then United fans must accept that they have lowered the standards because they like the manager in charge. Any other manager, I mean, this was a club that FA Cup final and 81 points was not good enough. Yeah. It set off riots. People said the team was good enough. The manager should improve the players. No money should be given. A manager can finish with 66 points, lose 3 semi-finals, and then it is written and must be accepted as progress.
He has improved the younger players. That's according to him. Well, let's get reactions.
Let's
get reaction. He kept faith with the younger players and left the older one that could have maybe made some changes.
Who are the young players?
Led on the bench. Okay. Let's get his reaction first to this game. We'll have to talk more about that. Yeah, frustration was referring to the little bit of bust-up between Bruno Fernandes and Victor Lindelof when that second goal got in. But then, Austin, we've got...
Yeah, the PPG issue. Let's just go get the other side. Let's go to Port Harcourt, the capital of Rivers State, where the general manager of Rivers United, Oke Akpaluku, is standing by to speak to us. Good morning, GM. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. So we had a conversation with the president of the NFF, and he mentioned that you were at a meeting where an understanding was achieved. Were you part of that meeting? Did Rivers United accept everything that was said at that meeting?
Yeah. The Nigerian Football Federation, in her wisdom, called up a meeting for reconciliation and all of that. I was in the meeting, although no concrete decision was taken. We all resolved that the matter will be handed over to the Football Committee of Nigerian Football Federation to handle. So we are still, awaiting that resolution and what will be the outcome.
So that's more weight for the football community before Rivers United makes a decision. I'll keep you on the line. GM, don't go anywhere. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about Rivers United's option considering going to CAS. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Welcome back, Sports This Morning on Channels Television. Be part of the program. We're still taking a look at the NFF's PPG verdict that Rivers United is contesting. Before we went on that break, we're speaking to the general manager of Rivers United, Oke Akpaluku. Let's go back to Port Harcourt. He agreed that he was at that meeting. So, general manager, let's take it a bit further. What does Rivers United intend to do next? Are you guys going to understand, work with the NFF, or still considering to go to CAS?
We're yet to get the outcome. We trust in the integrity of Nigerian Football Federation, and the experience will count on this matter. We expect them to do the needful, and football is all about fair play. So we need justice, and we are sure they are going to just do that.
You've taken this conversation to the marketplace where you say they have to do the needful. What's the needful?
Come again.
I say you've taken this conversation to another place where you said they need to do the needful. So what's the needful that the NFF should do?
Well, I've just said it. I said we're asking for fairness. You know, football, like I told you, is all about fair play. Once you are into it, you always ask for fairness. We want fairness in this case, in this issue.
Okay, we'll wait for that fairness. Thank you so much, Okek Baluku, for your time. We'll continue to monitor this situation, and when we need to talk to you, we'll reach out again. So there you have it, the general manager of Rivers United. Biola, you say it was a little bit strategic, tactical, careful, some of the things, but you just kept saying fairness.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't think anyone can accuse the LMC of not being fair to anybody in this regard. Like I said, what has happened is a black swan event. It's nothing anybody planned. And so the decisions that they have reached, the frameworks that they have used, there are things that had to be contrived. There were no rules set in place for things like this happening, so to speak. So I don't think that the LMC have decided to be unfair on Rivers United. The reality of the matter is that the resolution of the league definitely will have adverse impact on some people, on some teams more than certain teams. The reality of the matter is that if you left the league till the end of the season, we don't even know if Plateau United will finish top of the pile. Yeah. So I'm not sure. While I understand Mr. Palaku and Rivers United, I'm not sure that LMC are being deliberately unfair about this. And that was why I said ultimately what will resolve this matter is everyone acting in good faith, is Rivers United demonstrating some level of understanding and eventually having to reach a compromise. Because now that Enyimba have been declared in second place and Nigeria's representative, for the Champions League, it's going to be extremely difficult for anybody to walk back that decision and then reinstate Rivers United.
Okay, let's leave the PPG. They have another meeting, right? After that meeting, we'll bring them back. All right, you were talking about Manchester United and, of course, the fact that they needed to have some signings and everything. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer believes that they can actually get some players in for them to be able to maybe make their season better next season. What are the deals he's talking about? Which players do you think they can get into their fold to get better next season?
I think that United have pushed the boat out very far for Jadon Sancho. I think that they've nailed their colours to that mast. Ultimately, I think that they will have to do the deal. But if you ask me, honestly, I don't think that... Sancho is a very good player. He's young. He has a lot of good, features. But I think that the United squad has more fundamental problems. So, for instance, if you watch United in big games, they struggle with building up from the back. The United fullbacks are not fit for purpose for championship level football. You watch players like Alphonso Davies, Trent, Alexander, Marcelo, Carvajal. At the top level, fullbacks are integral in building up in the first phase. United are typically unable to build up in the first phase once they are really, really pressed. So while you like Aaron Wan-Bissaka for his tackling and all whatnot, in possession, in build-up, he's not fit for purpose. Luke Shaw has been at United for 6-7 years. He's had maybe one assist. In the attacking third, he gets into good positions, has very poor decision-making, poor passes, poor crosses. And young Williams, you cannot knock the boy for effort and enthusiasm. At this level, that's not enough. Quality is the difference, at this level.
Each time people try to, cut some slack or give excuses for this team, I said, this is Manchester United.
They've dropped the ball.
Yeah, this is Manchester United.
The presumption. The presumption a couple of years ago was that being in second place was not good enough. Losing the FA Cup final was not good enough. So it's therefore strange that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come. He has cleared dead wood, as has been said. He has reinforced with £200 million worth of signings. And then the team is not anywhere near 81 points or getting to finals. If you are being logical, honestly, it really doesn't make any sense. Now, you can say stuff like, he's making progress. They are playing a different way, a united way. But all of those are moral victories. And moral victories are for children. It's for amateurs. At the top level, you either win or you go home.
That's it.
Developing youth and all whatnot is not the focus of a big club.
In fact,
the essential focus of a big club is to win. Every other thing is secondary.
And they're not winning. Tonight's games, Inter Milan and Shakhtar Donetsk, anyone, the winner will definitely face Sevilla in the final. So what's your take on this one?
That's a tasty affair. It's a tasty affair. To be honest, you'll have thought maybe United will go through and Inter Milan will go through and they have a United, Inter Milan blockbuster. Obviously, I think that Inter will go into this one as favourites. Romelu Lukaku is on fire. Inter are a very, very decent team. I mean, when you watch them, the way they attack, I mean, they look quite a side. But Shakhtar, just like Sevilla, are very dangerous customers at this
Yes.
level in European football. So I think that Inter will be careful. Obviously, like I said, they will go into this game as favourites. But the reality of the matter is that if Inter Milan do not do the right things, Shakhtar can hurt them.
Football will happen if they don't do the right things. That's just because what I've seen in the Champions League this year, guys, I'm not talking football again.
We need to be really careful.
Yeah, football just happened. Let's just read some comments on Twitter before we wrap up the show. Jacobson Bright says, with all fairness, the PPG did well, and Rivers United shouldn't just waste time because they can't win this case anywhere. That's your opinion. El Shitu says, the LMC is being unfair to Rivers United. Give them the Champions League spot. Opinion again. Tamuno Tonye says, how can the NFF say they considered head-to-head when only one leg of their games were played? Justice must appear fair to all sides. I feel the NFF is taking sides already without looking at their rule books. Your opinion again. Pat says, on Manchester United, the team is just average. Man, you need better defenders. Biola said that. Maguire is a press overhyped defender. Martial is not consistent. Why wait till the end of the game before bringing Yalo in a one-off match? Maybe this will make them take the transfer window serious.
Okay. Well, we gotta
So
go.
it's a
Thank
post-COVID
you.
transfer window.
Yeah,
It's a post-COVID transfer window.
But
so
we have to leave the studio.
Okay, we should
Thank
go.
you
Biola,
so
thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you so much, Biola, for stopping by.
Thank you so much. I had fun.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys for watching. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Have a great day.
Okay, let's do this again tomorrow. Until then, I'm Austin O'Connor, and in everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.